5 new characters, 2 new stages, and a bunch of new outfits, all dropping in the same day. This is one of the craziest DLC drops I have ever seen in anime game history. Regardless of your thoughts on JJK Cursed Clash, it is clear as day that they haven't given up on this game yet. And if anything, this DLC could just be the shock that it needs to be revived. We're gonna go through all the details that just got announced, but all of this is dropping at the same time. They didn't give us an official release date, but it may have just leaked on Xbox. This screen right here shows May 29th as the date. That's already next week, and that's also when we suspect Storm Connections is releasing DLC, so yeah, sounds like Bandai. And before we look at each character, let me tell you exactly who you're gonna be able to play as. The new DLC characters are younger Gojo, younger Geto, Toji of course, as well as the Kyoto students Mai and Momo. Now, most of this DLC is actually going to be free. Next week, you can just log in and play as Mai and Momo, and also the 2 new stages without buying anything. That said, if you want to play the new Gojo or the new Geto or Toji, those are going to be paid DLC. I believe you can get them all in a single bundle. That said, let's take a look at what each of them can do, because they gave us a little preview for each character during a Japanese livestream. Starting with young Gojo, here you can quickly see his intro, and then what we have, I believe, is his auto combo, which, much like the other Gojo, has a teleport in the middle of it, and that's useful sometimes to dodge a teammate trying to interrupt you or trying to save their own pal. This Gojo is a lot more melee focused compared to the Gojo currently in the game, but if someone is trying to keep their distance away from you, he really doesn't mind, because he can use blue to quickly pull them in. As you can see from this next combo right here, he's gonna gather blue on his right hand and is able to pull the enemy closer, so he can then unleash the full combo. And it seems like he can also teleport to the enemy's location with blue, much like base game Gojo. On top of that, he also has this big area attack where he summons blue and spins the enemy around the entire stage. This seems like a fun one to use. This Gojo also has Infinity, just like base game Gojo. You can basically become immune for a number of attacks. And this version of Gojo also comes with an Awakened skill, which buffs all of his moves and how fast he can use them, but it only triggers after he goes down once. So it's a reference to how he was defeated by Toji and came back even stronger. This Gojo seems to have a lot of tools at his disposal, which is exactly what made the other Gojo so strong and versatile. This guy seems to be no different. Let's move on to young Geto, who also starts things off with his intro, and then we have his auto combo. Now, this auto combo is much simpler than Gojo's. It's closer to what we're used to in this game, but it ends by summoning a worm, and that's something that I want you to keep in mind, because this worm has a huge gimmick, and that gimmick could also apply to his auto combo. We'll see. Geto has a lot of melee combos this time around too, but also some long range abilities, as it's showcased here. He goes from a melee combo into some projectiles, and those projectiles apparently multiply by a lot once you have a higher curse level. I mean, just look at that insane barrage of pew pew. Another one of his curse techniques is this counter move using a simple domain and the cursed spirit Kuchisaki Onna. It seems that if you're attacked anywhere in this circle, you are simply going to counter the opponent. So even a ranged ability like this is getting caught by the counter, no problem. But my favorite gimmick for Geto is something that looks really simple, and that's the gimmick that I mentioned earlier with the worm. If the worm connects an attack, it seems like your meter is just fully regenerated, like instantly. And since that counter simple domain constantly depletes your meter, this is a good way to keep that counter up for a really long time, and for you to just keep throwing curse techniques. This meter management seems like it's going to be the key to mastering this character. But let's get into Toji, the most anticipated DLC character ever since this game came out, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. This character breaks a lot of the rules of the game. We have his intro stretching out and pulling out his weapon from his curse, and then we have his auto combo, which already is looking snappier than most. And a small detail you might notice is on that very first hit, Gojo has Infinity activated, but he gets hit anyway because Toji is using the Spear of Heaven here, which is a weapon that's supposed to delete other curse techniques. So Biking, the developer here, kept that feature lore accurate. We'll see if it's not too busted. Also, here is his dash speed. Yeah, this is what I meant by him breaking some of the game's rules. Suddenly, this game doesn't look floaty at all, does it? You know, actually, it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world to have made all the characters like this to begin with, but I guess that is too late now. His combos, as expected, have a lot of this high-speed movement, which means it's gonna be hard to catch him and interrupt him if he's jumping your teammate. Also, they don't show this, but Toji has a triple jump instead of just a double jump like every other character. Then we see him not only deleting Gojo's Infinity, but also Geto's counter domain, and again, it seems like he can simply do this by attacking. So I wonder, how do you counterplay Toji? Most characters in this game are gonna use curse techniques, and if he simply deletes those curse techniques with an attack that's faster than everyone else, I have no idea how to counter this guy. That's gonna be a fun challenge to find out next week. Last but not least though, Toji gains a passive buff whenever he downs someone. Immediately after downing a player, he becomes stronger and even faster than he was before. At first glance, Toji is absolutely broken. We'll see if that's really the case next week. But let's not forget the free DLC. Both Mai and Momo are extremely unique and might honestly become some of the most troublesome characters in the entire game. Let's start with Mai, however, whose gameplay revolves around her revolver, as you would expect. Her auto combo is just these 3 simple shots, reminds me of Nobara a bit. You hit the attack button and she shoots whoever she is locked onto. Some of her curse techniques also do this automatically. It's not a hit scan, but the projectile is really fast. She also has a stronger shot where she takes a knee before shooting, and you can also manually aim your shots. This lets you spam all of your bullets in quick succession. Or if you hold down your aim for a bit, you can unleash a stronger shot, spending only 1 bullet. And you heard me right, spending 1 bullet, because Mai has a bullet gauge next to her portrait. She can only shoot her gun up to 6 times before she has to reload. And luckily, we also have a reload animation right here, so you can see exactly how long it takes her. And you can also see that you're free to move around while reloading. Finally, Mai has a really cheap gimmick where she gains a buff if the enemy is not locked onto her. So her bullets will deal more damage and she will gain more cursed power when this happens. It basically encourages you to shoot enemies from the back. If someone's attacking your teammate, you're encouraged to shoot them because you will deal more damage that way. Last but not least, we have Momo with her intro and her auto combo, which seems to have 5 hits in total, starting with some melee and ending with a projectile. Now, Momo seems really hard to hit because she can simply fly around the stage. Even Nobara here is having trouble hitting her, and that's before she even starts using her dash to move around. As far as attacks go, she's got this huge tornado. She can also fly in a straight line, attacking anyone in her path. And she has this combo here where she goes from melee into a ranged move, and then also a quick projectile off of the wall bounce. That seems like a really good ranged ability too. She seems like she's gonna be annoying as hell. Now, those are all the characters coming out to JJK Curse Clash next week. And again, Gojo, Geto, and Toji are paid DLC, but Mai and Momo are completely free. And so are the 2 new stages, which you may have seen during the Toji segment. There's that one stage when he's negating Geto's simple domain, and there's that other stage when he's beating both Geto and Gojo at the same time. And personally, I think both of these stages look really good. That's my first impression watching these small clips. And that might seem like a small thing, but think about the stages that we had so far in the game. There are so many bad stages in this game that I'm so happy that the new ones we're getting are actually stages where we won't be raging every time we play in them. And as a final note, if you don't have the game yet, they are releasing a demo so you can try it out for free. As far as I know, you can only play in a few offline game modes, so no going online or anything like that. But hey, nothing like trying out the game for yourself to have an opinion on it. And that's gonna do it for today, and I'll obviously be here once these updates drop to tell you all about them. Every single character. I cannot wait to jump back into Jujutsu Kaisen, but what about you? Do we still have some believers in the comments, or has everyone joined the hate train at this point? Let me know. And for more anime games, you're already at the right place. Check out this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.